Good afternoon and welcome everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Hello, happy Lawn Maintenance Tuesday. Not getting a lot of lawn maintenance done today. Not in the Tallahassee area. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free always. Don't miss anything, but if you do miss something, go back, get caught up. All 3 hours posted upon the conclusion of the show, both to iTunes, where you rate, review 5 stars, and pass along to your friends, but also on our webpage, ESPNTallahassee.com. We put it in the archived audio. You can email us if you like. It's jcs@979espnradio.com. On Twitter, it's @JCameronShow. The WTSM app, good for your mobile devices. Hello, YouTubers and Periscopers. Yeah, feeling it today. Probably will every day this week as the weather shifts to cool air, and thoughts spring ahead to Miami on Saturday as the Noles obviously are involved with a tussle of great importance as these two teams, granted not where they want to be, as you'll hear over and over again from me and the likes of those covering the game, but nonetheless, you cannot shift away from the idea that this game is going to have major repercussions for both Miami and, in particular, Florida State. In the case of Miami, it is season 1 for Manny Diaz. Hasn't been a good one, but a win over Florida State would certainly help elevate the feelings of Miami fans towards their head coach for now. But it would not doom him to a failed tenure, whereas with Willie Taggart, I think many people look upon this game and say, 2 fingers to my eyes, 2 fingers back to you, good sir.
It's not quite Willie's last stand, but it's close.
But we're getting there.
It's close.
Yeah, it's a little bit of 2 fingers to my eyes, 2 fingers back to you, sir. What are we doing here? All of it's incorporated.
Come out of that corner fighting. Because if you do, this team has proven it. I was questioning last week the Syracuse effort. I thought, I don't know. That Wake loss is pretty devastating, but at every turn, these guys have come out, fought for their coach, fought for each other when you think that it might be too much and the adversity piles too high.
These two teams are very similar. If you look at the S&P Plus and all that good stuff, the Football Outsiders back in the day, metric, Bill Connolly, who does a real good job with this now for ESPN, the teams are eerily similar. They're, not very good. But
so there's that to start.
There is that. But they're also near one another within that realm. So you're talking about just overall teams. Florida State's 47th out of 130 teams. That's they're a top 50 team. That's what you would kind of think of Florida State is kind of a top 15 team, right?
What's kind of sad is I hear that I go, ooh, that's better than I thought. That's better than it feels.
Miami is a top 30 team. They're 30th in the S&P.
I don't believe this S&P nonsense.
Well,
that's a load of crap.
Here's where they're absolutely loaded. It's on the defensive side of the ball. Their offense has been dreadful, and their defense has been top 15. So that's kind of where we're at with this team. It's why they're inconsistent. It's funny, the two teams have similar difficulties at quarterback. I spent some time last night thinking about this, and I looked again at the options for Florida State because as we were kind of vetting our game against Syracuse, Tom, and the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to go back and look at it again, and the more I was trying to devise ways, almost as if I was actually coaching this game on Saturday. I'm not, but I was thinking, how do you move the ball against this stout Miami defense? Because here's what I'm thinking, and a lot of times when I do this, if I'm thinking about it, obviously it's pro Florida State. It's through garnet and gold colored glasses, not in the way that I can't objectively look at our flaws and or strengths. But if I want to come out with a way in which Florida State can win, I think about how does Miami want to win? And then I start to devise a way away from that, right? I think what would get us beat? And what concerned me is when I went through this little exercise, Tom, was, Alex Hornibrook really can't stretch the field at all. When you watch our game against Syracuse, you see a lot of line of scrimmage, quick passes, those kinds of things within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. you don't see a lot of passes down the field that are either accurate or on time.
Yeah, like what's that Lollipop song? Lollipop?
Yeah.
Lollipop? That would be the montage of our throws down the field.
That is correct. You see an awful lot of, that's not very accurate, that's late, that's going to take forever to get there, and it's a jump ball. Yeah. Well, here's the problem with that. And while it's great to have a guy like DJ Matthews making a diving catch before going out of bounds on a ball that, if thrown properly, is a touchdown.
Well, also, can I note really quickly, great job by the coaching staff to get up to the line and run it even
juggling
faster. I don't know that that's a catch. But you know what? We really harp on it when we screw up in those situations.
Right, so we did the right thing.
Really good awareness there.
And it's also a hell of an effort and great play by DJ Matthews regardless, because that ball is not in the same zip code when it's released, and it's late, and it's very aggravating. The other thing I would note is that it's a good thing you have a guy like Terry that can win jump balls and make plays. But jump ball offense is not an offense, and it's not something that's going to win you a lot of football games against talented defenders. And Miami can do something about it if you're not going to get the ball there. And if you're not going to stretch the field and they don't have to respect the entirety of the field, well, they're going to walk up, and they're going to dare you to throw it, because now you're playing football in a phone booth. And Alex Hornibrook kind of is – well, he's a guy that's going to make you play football in a phone booth because he can't stretch the field. Now, you can a little bit easier if you have anticipatory plays and throws. I think very early on in this game, they've got to make Miami defend the deep ball. And what I think you do here early is almost as just a token, you run something, if you have singles in any way, down the field and throw it up. And maybe you don't make it, maybe it's not completed, maybe it's just a jump ball and it doesn't work out for you. But you've got to make Miami at least weary to walk up.
Yeah.
I would do that.
It's like changing the eye level as a pitcher.
Yeah. So you're going to have to do that. Otherwise, this is going to be a bloodbath, because they are physical. They can really run at linebacker. They're stout off the edge. They're going to shut down this offense. We can't block them in the individual matchups. You'll see a lot of max protect. You'll see a lot of quick pass game. And then I'll go to this. The receivers last weekend blocked. They're going to need to block again here, because that has to be a part of the offense. Here's the other thing. I'm really comfortable with the idea of Cam Akers playing out of the wild cam for 40 or more snaps. I'm really comfortable, because you end up with a numbers advantage. You end up with the right math and an extra blocker. And the only thing that would be different in my mind, Tom, than what you did on Saturday with this is that if I'm going to run it, like this is going to be the single wing and this is what we're running, Alex Hornibrook ain't on the field when I do it.
That's what yes. So, because screw it, he's already put on film that he can throw the ball down the field.
Right.
There's no point. If Alex is not on the field, they're not putting in a different package or something along those lines.
The only way to leave him on the field is that you don't want Miami to have a chance to substitute, so you're already starting the series with Alex Hornibrook, and then you decide to go into the wild cam. Well, if Hornibrook comes off the field, they're allowed to substitute. If you want the defensive look that you got, I can understand it. But I would just start drives with Hornibrook on the bench and wild cam being the primary offense. I would do that.
If Hornibrook is, in fact, going to be the starter, especially, right?
Yeah, right. And I think he will be. Listen, I have said it time and again, and it really sounds negative, and I don't care that it does, except to say that I want people to understand this isn't about taking shots, just, adding superfluous, little tidbits of negative information just to pile on. That's not what I'm doing here in any way. But we don't have the quarterback of the future on this roster. We don't have somebody that can go win you a football game from that position. You have to scheme kind of around the fact that you really don't have a guy right now. We hope Sims is that guy, or De'Ara King if he comes here, which would be ideal. But that's kind of where we're at right now. The only thing that I do like that Hornibrook does is he runs the offense a little bit better. He's not double clutching so much, but boy, he really is limited. And for the people that get into these great debates about which guy they want to go with and why, I'm telling you, both have major problems, major errors that they're going to make if they're running this offense. Sometimes you exchange one type of error for another, but neither's good. It ain't good. So I really think you found something in Cam Akers in the wild cam, and I like it. And I like that you can incorporate so many other guys off of that. So what I mean is, if you really rep it and practice it, I mean, obviously, you're already talking about Akers being on the field at the exact same time that Kalon Laborn's on the field. That's an added bonus right off the bat. You have two of your most explosive players. Listen, this last game, the tight ends really blocked. I was so impressed with McKitty in this last game. Maybe his best game as a Nole. He ran with authority when he got the ball. He also drove people off the ball, and we've been hoping that he would do that. He did. Gabe Neighbors always does that, by the way. That's why he's on this team. He's a blocker.
Well, for the Wild Cam, he's a perfect complement.
He's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And then if you want to run other guys in off of this and give options and plays off of it, it's not like Kendall Briles hasn't done it. Go back to when they didn't have their quarterbacks against North Carolina in the bowl game when he's at Baylor. They ended up rushing for like 500 yards, and they're just running around with guys because they had so many options off. The RPO is a real RPO at that point. The run-pass option is real. Cam's a threat to keep and actually do it, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the pass part of that is real too. You could work in Trayshawn Harrison off of that. You got so many things you can do off of this. It's not just hike the ball to Cam, let him pause, and then decide to go. But you get the extra blocker. I would do it. I would challenge Miami to defend it, and I'll be curious to see how much of it is. It was just a wrinkle this last game, a successful one. You had 2 scoring drives off of it, or 3, so it became a pretty critical wrinkle. But I really would make them focus on it. I do believe the game itself is going to be pretty sloppy. I think both teams will be overly jacked to play this game. It is a rivalry game, as we well know, and both teams are prone to mistakes and emotional outbursts and things like that. I could see a lot of penalties in this game. I think it's a game of patience. No matter what you're trying to run, if you're Miami or Florida State, offensively you're challenged. And I think it's a game of patience and understanding that the punt is an okay play. Flip field position.
Yeah, if you start with good field position, I think what's interesting here is Florida State probably needs explosives, in order to win the game. And I don't know how you generate them when you're talking about Hornibrook being the quarterback. You got to make somebody miss then. Essentially, you got to make somebody miss, and that's how you climb up to the next level. You also got to put the ball in the running back's hands. That's something that Kendall said today at his morning breakout, which was, we want to get the ball in Cam's hands. And if you directly snap it to him, then you guarantee it's going to be in his hands. And I think what he's speaking to is both quarterbacks don't know when to just leave it in his belly and let him do what he's going to do. Yeah. Go back and look at the 4th and 4 play where Hornibrook ends up throwing it out of bounds. It's in these moments that, listen, this offensive line by itself, by scheme and by itself, is not going to generate that many 15 to 20-yard plays on the ground. So when you have one and you don't allow for it to happen, that's a precious opportunity lost. Like a real precious. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So I think what Florida State needs to do, obviously, is if you have the chance to maintain field position, do so. But if you're back pinned in inside your own 30, you got to get some plays to flip the field position. And in general, I don't think we can sustain drives. I know Miami is having a real hard time sustaining drives, whichever quarterback it is. So it's about limiting explosive plays on the other side. Don't let them get 40 and 50-yard chunks. Force them to convert on 3 or 4 4th downs in a drive before they can even achieve points.
Couple other things to note real quick. I like what we're doing with the offensive line. Cole Minshew has made a difference in the run game. He just has. I got to give that young man credit where credit's due. He is a huge body and very difficult to deal with in the run game. He'll come out on you, and it's just a massive humanity. Darius Washington is the right answer at tackle because, and listen, he's young and he's going to make mistakes. But Juwan Williams can't play, and neither can Abdul Bello. So go with this kid. He's more athletic. He's got a better upside. Just play him. You're not appreciably worse off when you play him. So I like that they've been willing to do that. It sounds like to me, you talk about Kendall Briles a moment ago. I think he really likes Andrew Boselli.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, there was an indirect vote of confidence, we'll say.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think they feel like they're finding something here. I really do. Now, I'm not trying to get carried away, but I think this is the best they feel about the offensive line all year long.
He was easy breezy today. I don't know what that was about. Maybe he got some good news in the home front. I don't know, but he was as lighthearted, and I use that term intentionally. He was as lighthearted as he's ever been with the media today.
Because his receivers blocked, his tight ends blocked. Cam Akers showed to be more than slightly adept, more than that, at running the wild cam. The defense is playing better. I think, I can't read minds here, but my guess is from body language, They know the importance of this game, and they feel like they're in a good position to win it. And I think it changes the tenor, and certainly the narrative, surrounding the season if you do. I know Ira wrote on warchant.com that he really feels like the impact of this game is twofold. It's not only something that might go a pretty good ways in changing the overall vibe around the program and make people relax a little bit, but it also informs how Florida State plays against Boston College. And I don't disagree with that. I really think that if you win this game, you're going to go up and probably take care of business against BC. You lose this game, I'm not so sure. You're just a walking wounded, devastating, still haven't beat a rival. You really, if you don't just go up there and go through the motions. And when you go through the motions against Boston College, as a lot of teams have found out, you lose. But if you hit them in the mouth and say, no, we're here today. No, we're not having it. You're going to have to make plays in the passing game. They'll lay down.
Yeah.
So
it'll be hard, though, to discern, I think, win or loss a little bit because of the fatigue factor of playing a game like this.
Sure.
And they have played more aggressive on defense, obviously, against Syracuse. You saw them attack the football, attack the line of scrimmage in general, which is great to see. Obviously, Hamza is always involved in that kind of stuff.
Playing really good football right now.
It's just you got to get up emotionally for this one. This one matters so much. I mean, LeBourne's talking about it, in the post game on Saturday, saying we're going to beat Miami. Oh, okay.
No, they're into it. This will be huge. They really understand the importance of this game, and I think you got to come out and play smart, but you got to be patient. I think very, very patient. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Terry's got it, and he's into the end zone. That's a Florida State touchdown.
Join ESPN Tallahassee's Jeff Cameron and Tom Lang 3 hours before every home kickoff for the latest news, interviews, and updates from around the FSU football program. Tallahassee Game Day on 97.9 ESPN Radio is brought to you by Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. By OnQ Financial, Mortgages Simplified. And by Hardee's. Hardee's, because it tastes better.
Down the sideline, at the pylon, touchdown.
Tallahassee Game Day on your home for the best in Seminole sports talk. 97.9 ESPN Radio. Tallahassee's sports monster. This hour of the Jeff Cameron Show is brought to you by Jerry's Cigar Shop, 2810 Shera Road and 2910 Cary Forest Parkway. Online at jerrycigarshop.com.
One of my favorite things about being a member at Orange Theory Fitness is the sense of community. Initially, after taking the tour and seeing the state-of-the-art equipment, I was intrigued. I became convinced even once I researched the science-backed, technology-tracked, coach-inspired workouts, all of that. But what I didn't count on was the support, the sense of camaraderie shown by the members and the coaches. You realize pretty quickly you're not alone. And when you're pushing yourself through barriers and attempting to be your personal best, you can use all the help you can get. And it's there. It's amongst the members and coaches at Orange Theory Fitness. To learn more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram is the Jeep headquarters of America. We've purchased over 100 Jeep Renegades, and they've all arrived and are on the lot for immediate delivery. 2018 Jeep Renegade Latitude with MSRP starting at $25,120. On sale now for $18,870. That's a savings of $6,250. A new Jeep starting at only $18,870. Those prices are unheard of and can only be found at your Jeep headquarters of America, Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. No other dealer can offer you this kind of savings. We buy in mass quantities and pass along the savings to you. 2018 Jeep Renegade Latitude starting at $18,870. Payments as low as $299 a month. On the corner of West Tennessee and Capitol Circle, where we're right on the corner and always right on the price. Check us out on the web at TallahasseeDCJ.com. All prices include rebates and incentives plus tax, title, and dealer fee. State number 18J605. Must finance through Chrysler Capital and qualify for all rebates and incentives.
At Sport Clips Haircuts, we're on a mission to help our veterans with their education. In 2013, we established the VFW Sport Clips Help a Hero Scholarship Program. With the help of your generous donations, We've raised over $6 million and awarded more than 1,400 scholarships across the country. Visit Sport Clips today and help a hero. And on Veterans Day, November 11th, Sport Clips will donate an additional $1 for every haircut we give. Help us continue this honorable mission.
Looking for a bit of cowboy flavor? Introducing Hardee's Southwest Patty Melt, a hearty sandwich with all the taste of the great American Southwest. We're talking a hotter, juicier, thick burger made with 100% black Angus beef, pepper jack cheese, zesty Santa Fe sauce, and enough pickled jalapenos to give it a kick. If it got any more authentic, we'd have to serve it with a cactus and a side of tumbleweeds. The Southwest Patty Melt, now at Hardee's. Available for a limited time after regular breakfast hours at participating Hardee's. Hotter and juicier beef patty as compared to the Hardee's original beef patty.
Can you hear it? There's no better tradition in all of sports than 80,000 Noles doing the war chant. Now's your chance to be a part of that. Single game tickets are on sale now as the Noles welcome in the Miami Hurricanes inside Doak Campbell Stadium, Saturday, November 2nd. Don't get left out of the best tradition in all of sports. Purchase your tickets today to see Florida State football live in person. Call 888-FSU-NOLE or visit Seminoles.com today.
Touchdown, Florida State!
Oh, yes, you've thought about it, but now it's time to enjoy the moss-drenched live oak, rolling hills, and pristine greens of Southwood Golf Club. Our friends at Southwood Golf Club offer individual, family, and student memberships, and now offer the all-in membership. That's right, never pay a card fee when you play. Don't forget, at Southwood Golf Club, it's not just about the golf. Hit the clubhouse for brunch, or maybe enjoy trivia night, live music, happy hour, and all-you-can-eat night specials, too. For membership information or to join right now, just call 850-942-4653. Southwood Golf Club is ready to make you a member. 850-942-4653.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Think Steven Strasburg comes out and deals?
I don't know.
You think they're done? Do they look like a team that's done?
I think the lineup might be done unless Strasburg gets him into the fifth inning, and they say, oh, we're still in this thing. I think he has to truly be the stopper.
He needs to be dominant, and there's a great article today David Schoenfeld wrote for ESPN.com about Steven Strasburg, going back to his very first start on June the 8th, 2010, and fans lining up outside Nationals Park hours before the game, and him going in, and what they called it Strasmus. They were so excited about the acquisition, and they ended up issuing over more than 200 media credentials. They hired extra security. More than 40,000 fans were in attendance. The next day, they didn't even reach 20,000, so they were clearly there to see Strasburg. And then he was drafted for this. This is the moment is at hand. This is it. This is what you were drafted for. This was the promise of tomorrow. This was, we've got us an ace now that we're going to sink all of our hopes and dreams into. And, that particular night, he was incredible. His final pitch was 99 miles per hour. He struck out 14. He was incredible. But fast forward to here's where we are. This is a guy, right? This is a guy that we all remember him at San Diego State as a reliever, and we remember the range of motion, like how bizarre he was. I guess you would say
Chris Sale before Chris Sale.
Yeah, kind of. Inverse W and all that. He's 7-year, $175 million extension with the Nationals that he signed recently. And when he did it, people were like, oft injured, never really was the guy, the way we view other guys in this game. But he's had a huge year, and he's been the guy, and he's been really good in the postseason. And this is the start.
Well, you talk about the innings cap just a couple of years ago. I remember the huge discussion. It was Washington, New York, other places where they had young studs, and they're on these hard innings caps that includes postseason pitching. And the controversy was, you kidding me? This guy's going to get you to like September 9th? but he can't pitch the rest of the way, and he's not available for the DS or the pennant?
It was absurd. One thing pointed out in that article, and I think it's right to do so, that he's sort of been underrated this entire time. That because he wasn't Clayton Kershaw or he didn't wow in the same way for a stretch of time that Madison Bumgarner did, where Madison Bumgarner literally won the World Series for the Giants by himself one year. Because he hasn't had those moments, we've kind of, we've relegated him to something beyond Max Scherzer territory, right? He hasn't been that guy. But these numbers certainly illustrate that he's been good. Amongst active pitchers with at least 1,000 innings pitched in their career, Strasburg's 3.17, that's the ERA, ranks 6th, only behind the aforementioned Clayton Kershaw, Jacob deGrom, Chris Sale, Madison Bumgarner, and Corey Kluber. I don't know that everybody would have
A forgotten man.
Yeah. His strikeout rate ranks 3rd behind Chris Sale and Yu Darvish. And Yu Darvish strikes out a lot of people because, 14 different directions the ball comes out from the same spot. Famed GIF, as we recall seeing. It's that. He just finished his age 30 season, and this is how he compares with his teammates Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. Strasburg is 112-58 with a 3.32, 1,438 innings pitched, 1,695 strikeouts, and an ERA, a 1.30 ERA plus. That's a 32.6 WAR. If you're wondering at home, that's a better WAR than Scherzer. It is not a better WAR than Verlander, who has been really, really, really good with a 127 ERA plus and 1,772 innings pitched. He's been Verlander. That's that Hall of Fame second, third.
He went
act.
to die.
Yeah.
We read an article on the. It was an ESPN Insider article on these airwaves about the death of his fastball and how he'll never be the same pitcher again. And then the next thing you know, he found whatever nutrition they're selling on the concrete streets of Houston, Texas.
Well, I also think he got healthier, and I will never know. I know you and I are prone to suspect nefarious means for a lot of these guys, but it does appear that a lot of, as you've noted before too, Hall of Famers find an extra gear, they find health, they find another way.
The most successful Upton in Major League Baseball is Upton's wife, or Upton's husband, I should say.
So tonight, we'll see. It's to stay alive in the World Series. It should be fun. I can't figure out a side. I'm torn on this. There's a part of me that says after watching them lose 3 straight decisively, they're done. But Strasburg's been really good. And I like to see guys. I got nothing against him. I've never had anything against him. He doesn't strike me as a bad guy. He says very little. Goes out, works hard.
It's a division rival. I can't comment on this. I can't objectively say anything, because every time he gets hurt, I'm like, oh, well, look at that. They try to protect him, and he gets hurt again. Maybe you just let him loose, guys. Well, he's been let loose.
Yeah. Didn't get hurt this year. He has pitched exceptionally well. Did you watch any of the football game last night?
I did.
I watched the whole thing.
More than I care.
Start
Really?
to finish. Watch the whole thing.
Kidding.
I actually was into it.
I
Because
think-
the Dolphins got up to a 14-0
Isn't
start.
that the dumbest defensive call you've ever seen in your life?
on
3rd and 20.
Giving the slant up.
Are you kidding
underneath,
me?
yeah.
You're bringing 8? I mean, that's like a child's move. You're double mashing A in Madden. You got engage 8 called on a 3rd and 20.
It was really weird, right?
You're insane.
It was weird, too, because afterwards and later in the game, they were talking about, that's one they wish they had back. Yes, and I've heard all about the genius that is Flores, but
If you've got a tinfoil
man.
hat on about tanking, and they're trying to tank in certain moments, that's the play you point to. I've never seen that before.
I got a question for you, though, before we break it. Would you sign Matt Bryant in Tampa? He was cut today by the Falcons.
No. Did you see him on the sidelines when he missed the kick, the extra point?
Yeah.
He looked like he was 110 years old. He looked like the barber in Coming to America.
I'd think about signing him.
You would.
I don't know. He's 44 years old. I know. At some point, the magic potion wears off.
It's like when you see on the crime shows, and they say this is what a life on the streets can do to you. It's like, here's his first arrest. He was 19 years
Yeah,
old.
and
Here's
then
his 17th arrest at 35. And you're like,
Time warp. Yeah.
35
My
going on
God.
60?
Yeah. My God. Was this man president?
Like he was a newsie,
Yeah.
By the time he's 15, he smoked how many Lucky Strikes? That's what Matt Bryant looked like. Poor guy.
12-year-olds getting sent down into the mines. Hard hat, lunch pail, cigarette. Go get him, kid.
His dad died of emphysema. What he needs to bring home
What
the
else?
money.
What would he do? You hold the canary. It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Lighting? AAA Holiday Lighting Services include design consultation, setup, and takedown maintenance and lighting storage. Call them today for all your outdoor holiday lighting needs. 850-385-3319 or visit them online at AAATreeExperts.net. AAA Tree Experts and Landscaping, and now Holiday Lighting.
Who's ready for the best wings in Tally and locally brewed beers? Hobbit American Grill is the place to be. They've been voted Tally's best wings again in 2018. Hobbit offers Bingo Mondays, happy hour all day Fridays with craft beers on tap from all the local breweries. And the Hobbit is your home for all the UFC fights with plenty of high-def TVs for everyone. Be on the lookout for the food truck coming soon with the best lip-smacking wings in town. Hobbit American Grill, celebrating 40 years of serving great food to great friends for good times. For info on their hours and 3 locations, visit them online at myhobbitonline.com.
Times can be tough, but getting a late model car is easy at Champion Auto Sales. Champion Auto Sales can quickly approve you, no matter how bad your credit. Bankruptcy, repossessions, bad credit, no credit. Champion Auto Sales can have you riding today. Give them a call at 850-999-8395 or visit them on the web at championautofl.com. Their brand is quality and credit approval is guaranteed. Champion Auto Sales, 2754 West Tennessee Street across from TCC. Stop by today.
People trust Sellers for better tile, carpet, and hardwood flooring. Sellers Flooring Advisor Ryan Fitzgerald.
We understand most people don't come in with great knowledge of what they're looking for or what they need. So at Sellers, what we try to do is use our expertise to guide you through the process.
Get Sellers working for you.
We make it easy, and we have the experts on staff to get you where you need to be, and we give you the options.
On Capitol Circle Northeast, just north of Mahan Drive. Call 656-8453. Online at sellerstile.com.
Thursdays are Friday Eve, and that's a reason to celebrate. No matter what you're looking for, they've got you covered every Thursday down in College Town. Centrale offers 50% off select pizzas all day, every Thursday. Or you can stop by Township for Taco Thursday. $2 house tacos, $2. Madison Social offers the Social Agreement. You and a buddy can split 1 order of wings, 2 Madso burgers, 2 bourbons, 2 proof Madison Socials, all for just $40. See what they did there? And don't worry about parking. Plenty of spaces available in the parking deck or surrounding lots. Check out all the Thursday College Town deals right now on ThursdaysInCollegetown.com.
Hey, Jeff, what's going on, man?
Hello, Eddie. How the heck are you, buddy?
I'm okay. I guess we got to do this commercial.
Time for the bantering to begin.
Yeah, but you know what, Jeff? I want something different now.
You don't want to banter anymore?
I enjoy the banter. I do. But I want theme music, Jeff. Gordo's needs theme music.
Gordo's, the restaurant, the delicious food and the people and the atmosphere. Gordo's, not you personally, but Gordo's.
Yes,
I like
Gordo's, not me. I mean, of course, I would love to have people following me around playing music all the time.
Especially at Gordo's.
It's always in my head. But I need something for Gordo's. I need to have something special, something that, you know, heck, the King of the Hill has his own theme music. The Kids in the Hall. Why not me? Why not Gordo's?
Why not Gordo's? All right, I guess I'm going to be looking for some theme music.
You mean you're going to have Tom looking for some theme music?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yep, get on it, Tommy. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
Not all law firms are equal, so here's why Fonville Lewis Mesher McConaughey was recently voted Tallahassee's best law firm. First, we only take real cases. If your car was barely bumped and you think you're going to get rich, we're not the firm for you. We limit our practice to serious cases with legitimate claims. Second, we only take cases involving real injuries. If you know you aren't hurt but think you can fool your way into a quick settlement, we're not the firm for you. We encourage our clients to heal up and get better, not sit on the couch and expect a windfall. Third, we don't want clients who are just in it for the money. If the very first thing you think of after getting hurt is calling pound something or other on your cell phone instead of calling 911, we're not the firm for you. Your health should always come first. And finally, we We won't blow smoke about a big money outcome just to get your case. Other firms overpromise and underdeliver. Our only promise is that we'll work harder than anyone to get you the best result. Remember, the law firm you have representing you makes all the difference, so don't settle for less. Call Fonville, Lewis, Mesher, McConaughey, and let us put our reputation to work for you.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Last, Andy Dalton will find his way to the bench. Not worthy of discussing. Just noteworthy because it's been a long time coming.
R.I.P., the reincarnation of Mr. Morangi.
Oh, man. This is a bigger story, though. The NCAA's top decision makers voted unanimously today to allow college athletes to profit from their name, image, and likeness in a manner, quote-unquote, consistent with the collegiate model. The board directed the three separate divisions of college sports to immediately begin figuring out how to update their rules in a way that maintains a distinction between college and professional sports. The board members said in a release today that all changes should make sure student athletes have the same opportunities to make money as all other students, maintain the priorities of education and the collegiate experience, and ensure that the rules are transparent, focused, and enforceable, and do not create a competitive imbalance. The board wants each division to implement new rules by January of 2021. Quote from the board chair, Michael Drake, "We must embrace change to provide the best possible experience for college athletes. Additional flexibility in this area can and must continue to support college sports as a part of higher education. This modernization for the future is a natural extension of the numerous steps NCAA members have taken in recent years to improve support for student athletes, including full cost of attendance and guaranteed scholarships." All right, so really what half my audience is thinking is, A, it's about time you were about to be antiquated as a governing body. B, can we get our NCAA football game back now, please? I mean, let's just cut to the chase. Great. Athletes, go make your money. There's like 10 of you who might have a chance to make any real money while playing college football, because other than that, you're just guys that are passing through. There are very few, say, transcendent athletes that play the game that could make a lot of money. Great. So a bunch of disillusioned athletes are going to find out that money they thought they could make, it's not out there. Nobody cares about your jersey. You're not Deion Sanders. There are a few Deion Sanders out there, and they will make money. Everybody else, keep on keeping on. You're free to get a job. That said, that's all we needed to clear the path for this NCAA video game.
Yes, it is.
Let's go.
Oh.
Let's go.
A homecoming.
We have been waiting on this for a long time, baby. Woo! Same thing I thought upon reading that headline. Not, oh, my God, they're coming away from the antiquated ways of thinking and moving into modernity. Yes, that's all well and good. No. I thought, you know what? That video game's about to be on our shelves.
Damn right.
Games for less, baby.
Well, and you know what they can do now that these kids can profit off of their image and likeness? They don't have to put last year's hero or superstar on this year's game cover.
Nope.
Because that's what they always did.
Yep.
Now you can probably create one for every market of the country, every major college football market.
Yeah, how about that?
So you have the Alabama cover,
Cam Akers cover,
Tallahassee cover.
Yeah,
so
all right.
every school they can get a cherry-picked one, because they even did that with graphics for recruits. Like the Up and With It programs that had the good graphics departments in order to get recruits to think they were cool. They would always put the current player in a fake FSU uniform or UF uniform or wherever and say NCAA football next season. Look at you, young man. Well, now EA Sports can do it.
Can literally do it.
And they can pay you $100 cash.
Oh, we'll give you $100.
Well, what they're going to do, they said this before, was, listen, all FBS players, they get the game for free.
That's right. That's what you get. You get a free game, kids.
Well, and what you do if you're EA is you have a video that you put out on social media that shows all of the kids going nuts when they get their free game.
Oh, well, you're already marketing the new game,
And it becomes
Tom.
release day.
All right, you're already marketing the new game.
So you have pictures of it lined up everybody's locker across the country. They could be the smallest group of 5 team or the biggest Power 5 team. There it is, sitting there on the platform of their choice. It's sitting there waiting for them to play it.
Did you know this, though? There was already a plan in place for a new game for NCAA football to be released next year. It was unlicensed, and it was called Gridiron Champions. And I've actually seen the cover of Gridiron Champions. And everybody was so desperate to play a game again that you're like, okay. I mean, there were teams literally called, OK Tech, Mississippi A&M, like just making up a combination of stuff like that, right? But people were like, "Oh, I know, they're located in Tallahassee, Florida. I know who the hell this is." Yeah.
Unfortunately, that developer got a phone call this morning, and he said, the dream is dead.
The dream is dead. I was just about to release this thing. It was originally going to be, again, expected to not be licensed, and they were gonna float that out there and wait on an announcement like this, but they were going to have already established themselves on the market so that as soon as they got the license, they'd be like, whack, we got it. We're ahead of EA. Too late.
Oh, it's a little bit too late, unfortunately, for them. I'm sure EA stepped in and they tried to lobby hard for this thing with the NCAA.
Sure.
The interesting thing is, in a manner consistent with the college model, I have no idea how you implement that language into reality. What are you supposed to do? Hire a new compliance wing in each one of these major universities to make sure that the rules, the transparent rules, are followed to the T? I mean, you're going to have to hire more people at the university level. Again, my priorities are clear. I want NCAA football, the video game. But when you actually get past priority
Tom,
one...
let's not worry about all of that. They'll figure this out.
No, they won't.
They'll figure this out. It only concerns us so much as we get to play the video game again. Whatever else you got to do, you guys, other people do that stuff.
Here's the other interesting thing you said in the quote, which is from the article, that they are allowed to make money, or they should be able to make money just like any other student on
you
campus.
can go get a job. You used to not be able to go get a job.
So a full-time job in the offseason? That's great. I think that's awesome. The fact that they were unable to do that.
Lots of full-time jobs necessary for young offensive linemen to make it. And to have a chance to do more than just go to a movie on the weekend with this paltry sum of money that you're making.
Hey.
We have a spot for you over here, young man.
Well,
we've been looking for a candidate just like you.
You're kidding, but...
I'm not kidding.
We could have like the Cam Akers radio show.
It's in the underground. Plus, this is money that helps, sustain the underground bunker and everything. We've got lots of things we got to do to get this thing flipped in the right direction. And jobs for kids, potential jobs for kids, those kinds of jobs that go a long way in flipping the program and convincing ones who are unsure about where they're attending school next decide these programs are the programs I've been looking for.
It's time for the Marvin Wilson Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Oh, I'll drive that show. I'll just throw the softballs to Marvin all day long.
How much you love being a Knoll?
Just say it. Let him get
I got to tell you, man. I can't put it into words. We'll be right back on the Marvin Wilson Show, brought to you by NCAA Football.
As if this couldn't have been a banner day already, a great day in that front, the news being that way. But then there's this. The United States Supreme Court overturned a federal ban on sports. We knew that, sports gambling in 2018, allowing individual states to decide whether to make sports betting legal. The walls between sports and sports gambling, well, they came down. Leagues have embraced casino partners and acknowledged the fans that enjoy betting on their games. Announcers casually drop in references to point spreads during broadcasts these days. The landscape has changed quickly. By the way, I'll accept all of your angry emails. There's about 3 guys that really are pissed off that I continue to talk about gambling because they've had friends who were addicted. Get a grip. I've got plenty of friends who are addicted to alcohol. They don't stop advertising alcohol. Come on, man. I'm not responsible for your friend's addiction. The next step will be a partnership between Yahoo Sports and BetMGM. Okay. So here's the deal. It's a multi-year partnership making Yahoo Sports the official digital media sports partner of MGM Resorts. And that means that on the platform, BetMGM, which we can access, you get after the NBA, the NHL, football, college sports, baseball, soccer, golf, tennis, all integrated.
So Yahoo's making a comeback. They're making a play All right, Google, you won this round. But you know what? We're going to be pioneers in the sports betting front in America.
MGM will distribute Yahoo Sports content across its properties and platforms, and Yahoo Sports will host multiple player events at MGM resorts and properties, Tom. This partnership marks an important moment for BetMGM in the growing U.S. sports betting sector, integrating Yahoo's leading fantasy sports operations and content with BetMGM world-class sports betting interactive platforms uniquely positioned to drive the market share. Hey, everybody! We've got more access to more ways in which to wager your money.
Well, and that's what ESPN did on the ESPN News Channel, and they have their betting programs on ESPN2 each night. They have the giant NFL draft-like ticker that's above the bottom line, and it's brought to you by Caesars. I believe Caesars is the partner of ESPN. And as you note, as you're watching the scroll, when it pulls up NFL lines, it is not officially licensed by the NFL whatsoever. ESPN has cut this deal on its own because instead of saying New York Jets, it says New York, parentheses A, as in the AFC version of New York. No logos of the NFL anywhere.
That's hilarious.
Every outlet, every media outlet worth a damn is finding its own angle and its own sponsorship deal, be it a league or a television network or a newspaper. They're trying to find a way to capitalize on this money. It's a brave new world where NCAA is going to return, and you can soon legally bet on college football just about everywhere.
So, by the way, not even joking, ESPN has absolutely embraced this brave new world. There are several shows, whether you're talking about Stanford Steve and the Bear, or you're talking about a studio version of a gambling show.
Yep.
I can't remember the name of it now, but
it's on ESPN2, and they throw to people who are in Vegas and Atlantic City.
I watch it all the time. I can't remember the damn name.
They got the guy with the blonde beard.
He comes on all the time. No, but that show is like mandatory watching for me during the week because they start to preview not only certain lines, but they also look at the NFL games. And we're in a pool, you and I might be, in a pool where that's important. And, man, it is really good. It's like a serious, sophisticated rundown of experts in the field that are professional gamblers. It's what the hell they do. It's their job. Talking about the angles this week and where the numbers move to and why, and it's just intelligent. It's like, man, we're not in the dark here anymore. The lights are on. Come on, who are we kidding? And ESPN, Disney-owned, went, okay, we'll take a piece of that action.
Yeah.
I mean, that ship has sailed, man.
You know why? Because Disney's like, stop losing us money.
Yes. But that's my point. It's like, listen, guys, the ship has sailed. I don't care that you don't like the idea of gambling on amateur athletics. Tough luck. It's happening. It's been going on for 100 years. Stop. Let's get in on the profits.
I know you don't like the idea of athletes profiting off their own likeness, but you know what?
It's
that time.
Yeah. So anyhow, it's a fun show. You can watch those. There's a lot of them. ESPN has several of them. Fox has them as well. NBC Sports has one now. I mean, virtually all the networks.
Fox jumped on it earlier, but it doesn't matter because they're Fox.
Yeah. But I mean, you're right. It's absolutely critical. They figured out. Look, there's money to be made here, and there are angles that actually inform not just if you're going to make a bet, but also the way you talk about coaches, programs. I mean, that has been my main argument with people who get upset about this. Like, look, man, it actually informs a larger discussion about whether this guy is doing a good job or not. If you're a coach who's 1-12 as a home favorite in the last 4 years, by double digits, you're not doing a good job. I mean,
what is the stock market evil?
Right.
Is CNBC evil? When they get the analytics teams going and telling you what's a decent opportunity for you moving forward. I mean, that's what this is. I mean, somebody's being paid to crunch the numbers. And, we laugh because it used to be a dude with a notepad, a pencil in his ear, and he's broken 50 arms in the last 3 months. But now it's somebody at a computer who is going through, unbelievable amounts of data analytics numbers. You don't think they use the Amazon Web Services thing that they do where they have extra tracking of all these little details, like the speed of a player. Everything is crunched into one good number, and it gives you an idea of what to expect on a Saturday or a Sunday. Do they always get it right? No. But you know what? They get it right a hell of a lot more than they get it wrong.
Well, their lines are remarkable.
See the skyline in a place like Las Vegas.
By the way, also an interesting article came out yesterday that I did not get to, but I really like to read a lot of what Adam Rittenberg does as a senior writer for ESPN. He was talking about where we're at this point in the season as far as the coaching carousel, and I was curious, given that was the topic, which coaches he's looking at as possible not only replacements for other jobs, but also those that are looking to move on perhaps to the NFL. So, for example, Lincoln Riley's name came up about an NFL job possibly. He went through there. Then who does Southern Cal decide to hire, and who's going to take that job? Speculation of Urban Meyer, but there is thought that Penn State's coach James Franklin could take that job out at USC. Would be interesting. I bring this article up if only to say that Florida State is in it, in which he says, rightfully, as others have pointed out, Florida State desperately wants to get Taggart to year 3, given the school's financial constraints. Taggart would be owed more than $17 million if fired at the end of the season. So they talked about those angles, and also that if Willie Taggart doesn't make a bowl, he may not leave Florida State much of a choice. So from there, Rittenberg speculated on the candidates. Again, the narrative could shift big time with a win on Saturday, but we continue to focus in on the importance of this game, not just because it's a rivalry game, but for this coaching staff's future. And he noted that Florida State could pursue Kentucky coach Mark Stoops, but also in that was, again, talk about trying to take Tony Elliott from Clemson, whose name continues to be on the hot list, a growing list of teams that are very interested in the former Engineers services as a leader of a program and primary play caller. They also noted for the first time that Florida State could offer Brent Venables the job. And I went, oh, okay.
I don't know.
Let's get to chit-chatting about these things. The other name mentioned as a possible candidate would be P.J. Fleck from Minnesota.
Oh, God. Please, no.
You don't want to row the boat, Tom?
No.
Let's row the boat, baby.
Listen, man.
You don't want to row the boat?
When I look at that guy and when I watch him go on his little rants and his soapboxes, it reminds me of being in Clearwater in the 90s, you know?
Oh, little Hulk Hogan.
No, little Scientology.
Little crazy
this guy,
Scientology.
He's got a little crazy stare from the distance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that he believes any word he says, but he says it very convincingly.
They're also undefeated.
I understand.
I'm just saying.
I understand.
They're undefeated at Minnesota.
Mean, if I have to drive that flag bus that they have down in Clearwater, and for an undefeated season, I put on that light blue short sleeve button down shirt and a tie.
Believe in crazy aliens.
I mean, maybe aliens are the way to go. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I need to be that guy from the History Channel. Aliens.
Poof up your hair again. Hey, listen, as is the case every Tuesday, Seminole Headlines is forthcoming, and we're excited to bring that to you. It's coming up next. Good job, Matthew. Good job, Tom. Good job, Alex. Good job, everybody.
Good job, Jerry Cigar Shop.
Jerry!
2810 Share Road, 2910 Cary Forest Parkway. Online at jerrycigarshop.com. Light one up.
Light one up, huh? On a Tuesday to get you to that Wednesday. Light one up. Let's go.
I couldn't clinch it.
It'll get you through.
Made me laugh.
All right. Well, here comes Seminole Headlines. It's a good edition, as is usually the case. And we will talk to you tomorrow on the famed JCS. I called it famed. That's right, I did.